You can watch the best parts of this series at MedCircle.com. When your depression is at its worst, what does your day look like?
When my depression is at its worst, I'm almost in a panic because that's when my suicide ideation starts to kick in about like how much I just don't care to live. Like I don't care if things happen to me. It becomes a lot harder. Lots of crying, and the first thing that I do is I reach out to people, to anybody and everybody, people that I don't talk to anymore, friends, family. Like I try to build a good circle of people that I can go to when I'm having those like episodes or those really hard times, because I mean everybody needs a connection. Everybody needs people that they can depend on. And without that, you're missing a very, very important like human aspect part that everybody needs to grow. And I feel like I just don't have that right now. So I've been just,
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. I want to talk about that, but how did you know to do that? How did you know to reach out to people when you're having those feelings?
One of my therapists was basically like, when you're in those times, like you can't be alone. You have to find somebody to be with you, even if it's 1 a.m.
It's a good
2 a.m.
therapist.
You need to find somebody to be with you. And again, I'm so desperate to find the answer. I will listen to any suggestion that is thrown my way from professional help.
Yeah.
From professional help.
Callie has nothing of value to add. Yeah.
So that's just what I started doing. I started reaching out to anybody and everybody, and even if I'm not close to the person or, like I'm trying.
I think that it is a testament to your therapist, but it is even more of a testament to you, because I've been very open about my depression diagnosis at the age of 9. And it's happened 3 times in my life where I've been so depressed that I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But my instinct is not to reach out to people. Mm-hmm. It is to further isolate myself.
Yeah.
But you don't have that feeling, or you fight through it?
I do. I fight through it. Like I don't want to be a burden on people. So my instant thought process is just leave them alone, or they're not going to help you out the right way, or they didn't help you out in the past, so why are you trying again? I go to all of these different things that tells me not to reach out, but I force myself to do it anyways. I'm not very close with my family, a lot of my family, and I will still try. I'll still try, and I feel like you kind of learn who are your true friends and who are really going to be there for you when you reach out. And it's not like, oh, I'm having a good time with you because we're having a game night or something. When you're really in your down in the dumps and you're hitting rock bottom for yourself, it's really hard for certain people to be around that and to be able to know how to be around that. Mm-hmm. So you learn who's really going to be there for you.
When you do reach out to somebody in those moments, what do you hope they will do?
All I need in those moments is just to know that someone's going to be there for me.
What does that look like?
For me, that's more, I need somebody who's going to be more empathetic rather than sympathetic. Yeah. So I need someone who is comfortable coming over and giving me a hug. I need someone who's comfortable listening to me rather than, being sympathetic of tapping me on the back. Oh, I'm sorry. I get that it makes some people uncomfortable when someone's crying. I get it. Mm-hmm. But that's not what I need. It makes me feel more like a burden. It makes me feel more ashamed. Mm-hmm. Oh, I shouldn't have contacted you. I'm so sorry. Mm-hmm. And then I start to feel more depressed because I feel like I'm a burden on someone else. Mm-hmm. And it just becomes this vicious cycle. Mm. So finding those people that can be there for you the way that you need people to be there for you is very important.
And you're working with psychiatrists or
Yeah.
a psychiatrist?
I'm working with multiple of them because I was working with one, and she was out of town. Like, this was like over the holidays and stuff. She was out of town, and they had to cancel and reschedule my appointment so much that it was going on, like, it was going to be like 2 months when I was going to see her, and I was like, I was like, I need something now. So that's actually when I went into like the inpatient place and like had all of that going through. But now I'm seeing a new psychiatrist because she ended up going to like another facility. And I'm seeing how this is going to go. It's really frustrating when, you know, you don't have consistency. So that's really what I'm looking for right now is consistency. When I get like a therapist, like I want a therapist that I can stick with, you know, see my progression with, and not have to reopen all these old wounds. And okay, I'm meeting someone new, so I have to explain every situation again.
Right. It's so good that you know that, though. Most people do not understand how to do therapy.
Yeah.
They go in it very blind. They go in it very uneducated. And it's not their fault. It's just the way the system is right now. And they go to a therapist, they don't interview them. If they don't like them, that doesn't matter. They stay with them, and then they have a bad experience and just think, well, therapy doesn't work. Yeah, because, and it goes, no, that therapist didn't work for you and what you needed. And it is a testing, trial and error, perseverance, a relentless pursuit.
It really is.
And your mental health is key in going through therapy.
If you want to heal, you have to fight for it.
Yes.
And that's what I've been doing.
Yes. Good for you to do that. How do you know, why do you know that and so many other people don't?
Because I want to, basically, I explain it like, I want to live.
I want to.
I've struggled so much for so long. I just really want some relief.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Your next step is to go to MedCircle.com and finish watching this series. There you can also access other series and get actionable advice and simple explanations. Continue your mental health journey at MedCircle.com, and I'll see you there.